Hello, everybody, and welcome to my Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. These are the new books. I just got these in the mail a few minutes ago. I just took them out of the box. I have not even opened these up to take a look at them. I would like to thank Wizards of the Coast for sending me these preview copies of both the standard cover for Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, which looks like it has Count Strahd von Zedovich on the front. Very nice. Has a MSRP, or manufacturer's retail suggested price, of $49.95 in the US. Here is the Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft special edition cover. Beautiful color. I like the pink to it. I think that's actually a nice touch for horror. Lots of ravens. Oh, wow. Look at that. It also has a $49.95 suggested retail price. So it's nice that they do that. So like I said, I have not even opened these up. We're going to dive on in. I don't even know what to expect. But the first thing I always like to do when looking at a new 5e book, I like to look at the disclaimer that they put inside of the front cover. So the disclaimer for Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft is, by the sole act of opening this book, you acknowledge your complicity in the domain-spanning conspiracy that denied me, Azalin Rex, Wizard King of Darken, my rightful place as both author of and cover model for what could have been much more than this doubtful collection of lies and slanders. Fortunately, as I've recently found my immortality unburdened by the trivialities of rule, I have endless opportunity to pursue through vengeances for even the pettiest affronts. Please prepare for my coming. I expect to be quartered in the utmost comfort while we personalize your redefinition of the word horror. Not the best disclaimer, I will say. I like some of the earlier disclaimers a little bit better, but this is sort of like a run-on, but it's okay. You know, it is Azalin Rex, so I'm sure he wanted to speak his words. All right, we're going to take a look at the contents. Looks like there's a total of 5 chapters and appendices in the back. Looks like chapter 1 is character creation. Chapter 2 is creating domains of dread. Chapter 3, which looks to be probably the largest chapter in the book, are the domains of Ravenloft, and there are quite a few. Chapter 4 is horror adventures, and chapter 5 is Monsters of Ravenloft, and in the appendices in the back is a spirit board. Maybe a Ouija board or something like that. So just to let you know, there are going to be spoilers, especially when we get to the adventures section, chapter 4. And we are going to start flipping through every page of this book. And like I said, I have not even opened this up. But welcome to Ravenloft. So it looks like it's just a short excerpt on all the different chapters. Using the book. Talks about the land of the mist. Yes, when the mist appears, you may end up on the other side of the mist in Barovia. And it actually has a section for the mist. Looks like there's domains. It kind of just talks about the chapters, it looks like. So here is a chapter 1 character creation. I'm interested to see what is in this chapter. There's haunted heroes, lineages, dark gifts, subclass options. Very cool. Backgrounds, the horror trinkets. Nice. Sort of like a trinket list from the player's handbook, and a couple of other Wizards of the Coast sources. So learn what creepy curio inspires or haunts your adventurers. The haunted heroes. Explore your role in creating a tale of terror and how you might desire a character that contributes to frightful adventures. Lineages. Maybe backgrounds, that could be something like... no, it's not, because backgrounds are down here. Lineages. Consider an origin that ties you to a grim... there you go. Progenitor or inexplicable experience. Lineages can serve as your character's race or overshadow your previous race. Dark gifts. Determine whether the dark powers of Ravenloft have exerted their influence upon you, granting you a double-edged supernatural gift. Subclass options. Consider choosing the College of Spirits Bard or the Undead Patron Warlock subclasses to give voice to ageless forces. Backgrounds. Choose a faithful cast to your origins with optional features for any background. The Haunted One and Investigator backgrounds also explore how mystery might drive your character. Pretty cool. So here's everything about the, let's see. You have the Haunted Heroes. Everything is broken up into chapters. Your lineages. It tells you different ways to customize with ability score increases, languages, creature types. Oh, here's a couple of races. The Dampier. Very nice. Tables on hunger and origins of the Dampier. Here's all of the class. Well, actually, all of your racial bonuses. Ooh, the Hexblood. Bringing that over from 4th edition. Very nice. Hexblood origins. All of the different features for your Hexblood race. Great Warlock race. Here is the Reborn. Has a Lost Memories table. Origins. All of your bonuses here. Nice art. Beautiful art. Always beautiful art in Wizards of the Coast books. So here are your dark gifts. And the dark powers influence many who struggle within their clutches, tempting both the innocent and ambitious with whispered promises. So it looks like there's bargains you can probably make with the devil and get your gift that way. All kinds of different dark gift descriptions. Soul echoes, intrusive echoes, gathered whispers. Very nice. All kinds of stuff. Wow. Several pages of dark gifts. Wow, and the list goes on and on. Very nice, especially with all of the tables. Here is the Undead Warlock. The Warlock Pact. I believe the Warlocks are pacts. Yes, they are. The Undead. Gives you the expanded spell list. Bane, False Life for 1st level. Anti-Life Shell, Cloud Kill for level 5. Your class features, Form of Dead for level 1, Grave Touch level 6, Necrotic Husk 10th, Spirit Projection 14th. So Form of Dead, you manifest an aspect of your patron's dreadful power. As a bonus action, you transform for 1 minute. Oh, nice. And you gain the following benefits while in Form of Dread. 1d10 temporary hit points, plus your Warlock level. When you hit a creature with an attack roll, you can force it to make a Wisdom saving throw, and if the saving throw fails, the target is frightened of you until the end of your next turn. You're immune to the frightened condition. That's really nice. That's powerful. That's nice. Pretty cool. There's backgrounds. I'm guessing this is probably backgrounds for the Warlock, for the Undead Warlock, maybe? Or maybe these are just in general for any kind of horror setting or Ravenloft. So yeah, we're going to go over every one of these pages. So pause the video, go grab a drink, go to the bathroom, because this could take a while. This is interesting. So all kinds of tables for horror character personality traits, character ideals, bonds, and flaws, like every other background. There's the Haunted One, the Investigator. Still the same format. You get proficiencies, languages, starting equipment. Here's the horror trinket section, just like there is one in the player's handbook. So you can get everything from, let's see, clothes stolen from a scarecrow. Now that's interesting. A winter coat a winter coat stolen from a dying soldier. A cameo with the profile's face scratched away. A flag from a ship lost at sea. A black wooden pipe that creates puffs of smoke that look like skulls. Now that's a pretty cool item. An ornate but empty reliquary made of silver and fractured glass. And the last one, which would be 100, a sunburst amulet with a red stone in the center. Pretty cool. Pretty nice character creation chapter. Couple of archetypes, a couple of new races, some new backgrounds. Very nice. Some new trinkets. Moving on to chapter 2. These are the domains of dread. So everything from creating a Dark Lord with all of the bonds, flaws, transformations, how to develop them, how to corrupt them, the monstrous transformation, the birth of a Dark Lord. So, yeah, that's cool. And then it gives you the sort of like the guide on creating a domain. So basically, this guidelines in the guidelines in this section help you create your own unique domain of dread. This setting's details should reflect the Dark Lord of the domain, being a reflection of that villain's evil and torment. Use the genres of horror section later in this chapter or your own grim imaginings to inspire the details of your nightmare domain. Very nice. All kinds of tables and charts, Dark Lord interactions, Dark Lord connections, talks about misty borders, types of adventures. Here's the genres of horror. More charts. I like it. Cosmic horror. Wow, all kinds. Dark fantasy. Oh, there you go. Folk horror. Ghost stories. And every one of these sections, the story sections, have a very robust table section. I like that. When you're a DM, you love tables. Gothic horror, there's quite a bit. Disaster horror, occult detective stories, psychological horror, slasher horror. So yeah, it's kind of telling you all different ways to play horror types of settings because there are different types of horror genres. All right. Nice. Definitely really nice on helping create, and I'd like to dive into it a little bit deeper, and I may do that here in another video. So let's take a look at chapter 3. So chapter 3 are the domains of Ravenloft. So there are quite a few. Oh, it talks about the mist again. And here's a table for wandering the mist. I like that. So it tells you where you could actually end up. You could emerge in a domain of your choosing. Oh, very nice. You could just wander endlessly in the mist, etc. Magic and metaphysics. Planar connections, life in the domains of dread, talks about the currency, the languages, the religions, the times and dates, and I'm sure every domain will probably have sections for each one of these subjects. So yeah, very nice. Barovia, of course, the main setting, the main territory, which is the domain of the first vampire, Strahd von Zedovich. Oh, it's nice. It talks about the genre as Gothic horror. The hallmarks are undead. Nice. Notorious haunted strongholds, tragic resurrection, mist talismans, Barovian wine bottle, von Zedovich family crest, mark of the raven talisman. Oh, cool. So those are talismans. Maybe these sections will actually have those detailed items as well. And it looks like each one of these areas has noteworthy features, settlements and sites. As you can see, it talks about Castle Ravenloft and Kresk, Valaki, and the village of Barovia. Yeah, there it is. Beautiful map. I think that might be a Michael Schley map. It's nice to see a colored map, not a black and white one. Let's see. The Amber Temple. Yeah, very nice. So it talks about noteworthy settlements and sites, the features of the area. Then it has looks like it has the main Dark Lord, Strahd von Zedovich. Very nice. Oh, nice. And then there's also It talks about role-playing Strahd, and I also think that there's a section for role-playing Strahd in the adventure too for Strahd, the Curse of Strahd, actually. So yeah, very nice. Nice. Barovia Adventures as well. Incarnations of Tatiana. Connection to Strahd, Avoiding Strahd, all kinds of different tables. Very nice. Hunting Strahd, Lost Tatiana. And there's Tatiana right there. I believe that's her. Yeah, Tatiana, yeah. Here is a Blute Spur. This is the domain of alien memories. And it has the Dark Lord. So it's all pretty much set up the same as what Barovia is. Has their noteworthy features, all of the settlements and sites. Talks about the God Brain. Adventures. Yeah, very nice. Map of Borca. Domain of Desire and Deceit. Ivana Baritsi. Adventures in Borca. Nobles, Intrigue. He's going into pretty good detail. Oh, the Carnival. I believe it was 2nd edition or 3rd edition that had the Carnival series, I believe. So this is pretty cool. The Wandering Domain of Wonders. Very cool. Has all the information about the Carnival, the adventures for the Carnival. Here's Darken. Very nice. I like this map. No Dark Lord. The genre's dark fantasy and disaster horror. The Doomed Domain. All kinds of tables for, wow, Darken's Salvation, Azalin's Faith, Darken's Destruction, Darkened Finale. Dementliu. Nice map. Looks like one of the old Waterdeep type of style maps. And all of these different areas are set up the same with the, the main Dark Lord, adventures, key figures, locations. This is set up really nice. You don't have to just stay in Barovia, which is great. Falkovnia. At More Adventures. Talks about the Siege of Lakar. Oh, it talks about... Oh, wow. So this is actually talks about doing the siege, what you do before the siege with fortification, the streets, during the siege, zombie siege encounters. Very nice. Concluding the siege. I like that. That would be cool. This would be cool to do. Not even, this doesn't have to be in a Barovia setting or any kind of Ravenloft adventure. I mean, you could use this and just kind of carry it over to any other type of adventure you're running, even if it's not even horror based. Harakir, Domain of the Ancient Dead. Looks like a desert area. Ooh, nice art. Very nice art, by the way. Adventures in Harakir. Lands of Hazlan. Domain doomed by magic. There's Hazlick himself. I've heard of Hazlick. Adventures in Hazlan. Magic in the Dying Domain. Ooh, there's a wild magic table. Very nice. So I wonder how this table works. So let's take a look at it. Excessive experimentation has caused the nature of magic in Hazlan to fray, making the entire domain a region of wild magic. Oh, this is cool. Whenever a character in Hazlan expends a spell slot to cast a spell of 1st level or higher, or activates a magic item. Ooh, I like that. Activating a magic item. An additional effect might occur. The character's player rolls a d10. If they roll a 1, roll on the Hazlan wild magic table to determine the effect. Very cool. Ew, and only Hazlick is unaffected. by the domain's wild magic. That's pretty cool. And you can, you know, like I said, you can rip this out of Ravenloft and you can just have this in your world or in your setting. That is pretty cool. That would actually be cool just to add in some extra drama into your game. Not drama, but, you know, just a little bit more, I guess you could say good or bad that could happen, because I'm sure there's probably good and bad things that can happen here. So let's just take a look at one of them for sure. If you roll a 10 to 11, the character and the creature nearest them, it said roll a d10. Okay, on a 1, but the table itself was a d20. Never mind, I got it. The character and the creature nearest them both teleport up to 60 feet to random unoccupied spaces of the DM's choice. When they reappear, they are covered in harmless ectoplasm. They've been slimed, basically. That's pretty cool. I like that. I would definitely use that wild magic table in other, you know, doesn't have to be horror or Ravenloft. I would use that in just my regular adventure also. All right. In fact, I would probably use that for non-wild magic sorcerers. So if you're a wizard, a warlock, maybe a bard, or maybe even an eldritch knight or something like that, this would be a cool table to use, actually. That would be cool. Ooh. The character casts 19. The character casts Fireball as a 5th level spell centered on themselves. So that would be what, 10d6? Using Charisma as a spellcasting ability, screams and laughter emanate from the flames. Of course, because you're burning everyone. There's a Koth, the domain trapped in a dream. Very nice. I like that art. A kid's screwed. A resident of Akath attempts to flee a Jiangxi. Here is a Kalikari, the domain of betrayal and revenge. Ramya Vasavadan is the Dark Lord. Nice map. Ooh, look at that art. That's a nice fighter, paladin, or cleric. That's Ramya Vasavadan. She is looks like the ruler of her dynasty, the Vasavadan dynasty. Nice. Doesn't say if she's a paladin or fighter or what, but that's a pretty sweet piece of art. I wouldn't want to run into her with that purple flaming scimitar. That's for sure. Adventures. Oh, nice. A tabaxi. Nice art. Love it. Lots going on in Kalikari. Here is Kartakas, the domain of tarnished dreams. Harkin Lucas. Looks like a bard. There's a way to roleplay Harkin as well. Even gives you his traits, ideals, bonds, and flaws. There's Acrio Lucas. Lamordia, domain of snow and stitched flesh. Ooh, that sounds good. Sounds like something out of Shadow of the Demon Lords. Adventures in Lamordia. Oh, what is that? The brain of Baron Rudolf von Obrucker constructs a new body. That's pretty wicked. Mordant, the domain of the haunted. Wow, this is a very expansive chapter of Ravenloft. Wow. Mordant, nice map. Adventures. Ooh, nice. Undead. All who die in Mordant become captives to the will of Lord Wilfred Godfroy. Richemulat, domain of disease, isolation, and were-rats. Oh, there is Jacqueline Renier. Hello, Jacqueline. There's another siege with different stages. Looks like it's a 4-stage siege. There's Tepis, the domain of nature's cruel secrets. The Dark Lord is Mother Lorinda. Wow. She's a sight for sore eyes, isn't she? Wow. Valachan, the domain of the hunter. Looks like a forested area. Adventures. Ooh, looks like there's a trial and the mechanics and rules for the trial. What's the trial about? Those who venture into Valachin unprepared risk running afoul of Chakuna and becoming her quarry in the deadly trial of hearts. Scenarios like the following might lead to the characters becoming involved in the trial. So there's like a unwitting criminals, deadly detour, mind taker missed. All right, that's cool. Yeah, and this is cool because you can, like I said, you can rip this out, put this anywhere, especially with like the carnival or, you know, like the wild magic table. Yeah, this is good stuff. And then here's more, even more that are even lessly detailed. Wow, unbelievable. Tons of them. Gives you the details, and then you can just kind of expand on it on your own. So here's a section on Traveler in the Mist. It looks like they've broken this up into multiple sections. I would like to probably seen maybe keeping all of the Mist information in one. But yeah, definitely more. There's Mist Wanderers. The individuals in this section travel the mist, carrying with them rumors and mysteries that can lead characters from one domain to the next. Oh, that's cool. Nice segues. Any of these travelers might use mist talismans or other methods to aid characters in undertaking their own journeys. So yeah, with the talismans, I really haven't seen any kind of items. Maybe they're in the DM toolkit. I don't know. We'll see later on. All right, cool. So, wow, that is a huge section. How big was this? This chapter was absolutely huge. Wow, chapter 3 is 120 some pages. Wow, that is massive. That's a nice piece of art. This is really nice. So chapter 4, horror adventures. So creating your own horror adventure is like crafting any other D&D adventure with one exception. Your goal is to horrify your players in the most fun way possible. I agree with that. Hopefully your characters won't die on character creation or die from insanity, like in other games. All right, so here's understanding horror, setting expectations, horror content survey. Oh, okay, that's cool. Session 0, running horror games, the atmosphere, accessibility, location, music, very nice lighting, props, distractions, dungeon master, horror pacing. Yeah, I knew that horror mechanics were going to be added in here, which is good because it needs to be expanded on for sure. I believe there's some horror mechanics and tables in the 5th edition Dungeon Master's Guide, so I'm sure this will probably expand on it. So horror pacing, describing the horror, yes. Horror gameplay with the threats. Yeah, this is good. This expands greatly by what, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages on horror mechanics, so that's good. Oh, there we go. There's the Terrica deck. There's a Terrica deck that actually came out with the Curse of Strahd. Wizards put that out. The Spirit Board, there's an appendices for the Spirit Board in the back. So we'll take a look at that. Where's that at? Is that? Oh, wow. There's only one page for the appendix. So yeah, check that out. There's the Spirit Board. Your letters, your numbers. Yeah, this is just like sort of like a Ouija board. That's pretty cool. So employed by the spiritualists known as the Keepers of the Feather, spirit boards are the focal points of seances and attempts to contact worlds beyond. Yeah, this is cool. You can have a lot of fun with this, especially if you're playing on a virtual tabletop. You could actually put this image in and put some markers down on the tabletop and let the players kind of move it around. Oh, that would be really cool. This would be cool to use in other non-horror story games too. Maybe they are staying in a tavern and they find this spirit board in one of the drawers or something. So yeah, this is cool. I like this. Spirit board users rely on the collective will of those who assemble around the board and join hands. Oh, yeah. I did this in one of my games. I actually made all my players join hands and chant Kumbaya or whatever. It was crazy. So basically, they'll commune with the mysterious forces with the board. The spirit board's matching planchet and details on how to employ it appear in Chapter 4. Good. So that's where that. Photocopy both the spirit board and the planchet, then apply them to wood or cardboard to create a mysterious prop. So that would be back in Chapter 4. So... yeah, so we're, 165. There it is right there. That's the planchet. Yeah, and you can also, get the Terrica deck as well. You can find those at your game store, or you could find them online, probably Amazon or probably eBay. So yeah, that's using the Terrica deck, the Spirit board, which is in the back. And I like that. Yeah, that's cool. Here's a horror toolkit with a bunch of curses. Nice. Lane curses, components. And then here are burden, resolution. Here's some sample curses. Ancient seal, broken vow, final breath, innocent blood. Nice. Oh, here's fear and stress. Nice. The seeds of fear, using seeds of fear. Here's fear, stress. Here's some haunted traps and sample haunted traps. Dance macabre, faceless malice, icon of the lower aerial kingdoms. Wow. Survivors, using survivors, cutscenes, dreams, and memories. Creating a survivor. Very nice. And then it looks like here are some apprentice, disciple, sneak, and squire. I guess those would be survivors. Very nice. The House of Lament. Oh, this is the adventure. Ooh, so we're going to go over the story overview really quick. I kind of want to read this. So sorry for the spoilers. But the House of Lament is an adventure for a party of 4 to 6 first level characters who will advance to at least 3rd level by the adventure's conclusion. The adventure's climax serves as a springboard into future adventures in the domains of dread, should you wish to take your campaign into those haunted lands. Very cool. Let's read the story overview, shall we? Let's do some spoilers. Ages ago, the vicious warlord Dalk Dranzorg ravaged the countryside at the head of a bandit army. After conquering the lands of Count Cordon Silvera, he took the Lord's fortress Castle Levents as his own. Months later, the relentless knight Mara Silvera received word of her father's defeat, calling in depths and intimidating mercenaries. Mara forged a small army during her grueling march home. Upon arriving, she expected to find her homeland's nobility ready to rise to her cause, but they'd been cowed and terrified by reports of Dranzorg entombing captives and rivals in his castle walls. Calling them cowards, Mara drove her troops harshly on, suffering daily ambushes and desertions. When Castle Levens finally came into view, Mara led less than a dozen, that goes from an army to less than a dozen, irresolute knights. Shouting her frustrations into the night, Mara was answered by a voice from the shadows. The sinister force would give her the power to take back her home and rule her lands, but she would never leave Castle Levents again. Without hesitation, Mara accepted the arrangement. In the same instant, Dranzorg's troops swept in and took Mara and her knights captive. Within the castle, Dranzorg showed Mara and her followers the hollow walls where they'd be buried alive. Mara's troops, all 6 of them, pleaded for their lives. Wickedly, the warlord promised to spare them if they washed their leader's entombment and spread the tale of her failure. As they agreed, Mara unleashed her rage with a supernatural, ear-bloodying scream. She slew Dranzorg barehanded and then, taking up his axe, felled the warlord's troops and her own Treller's followers. Soon after, this is good so far. Soon after, local nobles received invitations to come to castle events and celebrate Mara's victory. When each aristocrat arrived, though, they discovered they were the sole guests within a crimson-stained castle. Passing judgment on each noble for abandoning her family, Mara broke them into her castle's walls. Rumors swiftly spread of Mara's vengeance and the castle whose walls cried. Mara was never seen again, and castle events came to be called the Castle of Lament. Centuries passed, and castle events fell to ruins. Eventually, the successful merchant Lauren Halvrest purchased the land. By then, only one of Castle Evans' towers remained. The frugal Halvrest Corp incorporated the tower into the construction of a lavish manor for his family. The Halvrest lived peacefully in their new home for several years before mysteriously vanishing. Those who investigated found no trace of the family, but were deeply unsettled by the house. Grim tales rapidly resurfaced, providing the roots for all manner of ghastly tales and a new name for the structure, the House of Lament. That's pretty cool. A 5th edition adventure. I'm guessing it is for level 1 characters. Yes, 4 to 6 first level characters, and will advance to 3rd level. Looks like it has everything. Ooh, there's seances too. Oh, nice. An adventure flowchart. Looks like ooh, look at this beautiful map. That's beautiful. $50 book. Has all of the locations, etc. Wow. How to escape the house. And it looks like it's a pretty large adventure. It's about 22 pages or so. Not too bad. I might run this. It might actually be pretty fun. Here are the monsters of Ravenloft. A bunch of monster stat blocks, I bet. Ooh. Here are some... Oh, yeah. So here we go. It talks about adding some different features to your monsters, like maybe Alien Mind or Minion's Hand, Sacrificial Minion, Selfless Bodyguard, Telepathic Minion. Very cool. There is the bestiary, all of the different monsters by challenge rating, everything from 1/8 all the way to 21. Ooh, wow, nice. And here we go. Here's some podlings. Body Taker Plant, the podling. Beautiful art. Always beautiful art. There's a boneless, a brain in a jar. That would be good. Ooh, a carrion stalker. A carrionet. Oh, that's cool. That would be cool. On a big old one wheel. There's Death's Head. Ooh, Dullahan. Headless Horseman. The Flaming Headless Horseman. There's Gallows Speaker. Gremishka. Ooh, the swarm of Gremishkas. Ooh, that would be vicious. Is it? Challenge rating. What is it? What challenge rating is it? It's challenge rating 2. That's all right. There's a Jiangshi, Loop Garu, Necrocore. Ooh, there's Nosferatu. Nice. Priest of Ossibus, the Relentless Killer. What challenge rating is he? Ooh, challenge rating 8. The Starspawn Emissary. There's a Lesser and Greater. Strigoi. Oh, swarms. Look at that. Ooh. Swarm of maggots. Swarm of scarabs. Ugh, I wish there was more swarms. But hey, 2 swarms is better than none, because I absolutely love swarms. Almost Inquisitors. Inquisitor of the Mindfire. Inquisitor of the Sword. Inquisitor of the Tome. Unspeakable Horrors. Ooh, Hexblast chart. A Vampiric Mindslayer. Ooh, the Wereraven. Very cool. Oh, that's a beautiful piece of art. Zombies. Never have too many zombies. There's a swarm of zombie limbs. No way. I've got to get that in a 5e game. That's for sure. Challenge rating 1. zombie clot, zombie plague spreader, and then there's the spirit board. So not bad. It's got a page count of 256 pages, 5 chapters. This definitely helps with, you can incorporate this with the Curse of Strahd. This would greatly expand that game. This is nice. Retail manufacturer suggested price $49.95, and that's for both the standard cover and the collector's edition cover. I guess that would be called a collector's edition cover. So yeah, there you go, everybody. Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. Thank you again to Wizards of the Coast for your preview copies. I definitely like what I see. I think this is definitely going to help the D&D game for sure, especially with all of the horror, fear, all of the different basically gazetteer areas of Barovia and beyond. And I like this book, and there's a lot of stuff in this book that I would actually incorporate into a non-horror setting as well. So I like what I saw. And like I said, I didn't open these books previously. We basically took a look at it together. So let me know down in the comments section what y'all think of your first look of Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. I believe this book is going to release in a couple weeks, probably around the 18th of May or so. I could be, don't take that as a grain of salt, please. Usually the previews come out a couple weeks ahead of time, but you may be able to get these in your game stores now. I believe that you can get these in brick and mortar stores now. So thank you. Let me know what you guys and gals think down in the comments section below. Thank you for watching. My name is David, the Digital Dungeon Master. And until next video, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.